has been a year since government pledged to house the victims of the fire that ravaged Twaloloka, which they renamed Twitte, meaning we are coming. In November last year, President Hage Geingob handed over some houses which were funded by the Shack Dwellers Federation with the assistance of a local bank. Activist Amandel Shikongo of the Affirmative Repositioning Movement was one of the first residents of Twaloloka and lobbied the municipality to give them land where they could erect their homes. He explained how this saga unfolded.
My intervention in Twaloloka is very legitimate, and it's something that I really prepared to lose my life for, because I'm fighting. I know that I'm fighting. I'm facing very influential finger. Let me say, being politicians that are involved, especially in the administration of the Twaloloka location. 2016, when the municipality of Walfish Bay was busy with the road construction in Kwisebmond, so a lot of houses were affected. I decided to cool people down, and I told them that I am going to engage municipality. So that's what I did. I wrote letter to municipality, and then we made a consultation with Mr. Manale at the time, and Mr. Victor, as well as the Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Haingura. From there, the municipality gave us a portion of land, and then from there they provided us water. And we engaged also the fire brigade to measure the distance between the ghettos that the municipality agreed to provide us with. Okay, 2017, there was some chaotic situation there. People started now coming when they saw that there were a group of people that were given water by municipality and everything. So people decided to take advantage of that. So as a result, now municipality took the whole group to court. So we happened to get a lawyer that represented us. The Chief Executive Office under oath, when they took Twaloloka to court, among the supporting documents was a list of Twaloloka, people that are staying at Twaloloka. So that is the list that the Chief Executive Officer under oath affirmed that yes, these are the legitimate people that I know staying at Twaloloka. So if there's any other group that joined these people, I don't know them. So he was actually taking exemption from people that joined. So we consider that list as a legitimate list because it is the list that the Chief Executive Officer himself and Mr. Manare as a property manager affirmed that those are the legitimate people that are staying at Twaloloka. So last year, in 26 July, Twaloloka was gutted by fire. So approximately 146 ghettos were destroyed by fire. So from there, it was prior to the regional and local government elections. So I think a lot of politicians took advantage of that, and from there they started dishing certificate of apparently certificate of allocation. So at that time it was the previous administration that did all those things. So some of us we find ourselves not having those certificates. So this certificate were even given to anyone from Norway because the politicians want to be elected. So from there, the government decided that they are going to build houses for the fire victims. So from there, we asked the list of the beneficiaries. When we asked the list of beneficiaries, we find our names exempted. And not only my name, and because what I can understand now, people are saying that apparently I'm fighting to be a fire victim or what. Yes, me, I'm a fire victim, a legitimate one. Whether they like it or not, because I'm also having a local study to institute civil case against them. And I'm having that right to even report them to ACC, like what I did on Monday with the houses that was allocated to the federation by the President, not Honorable, but His Excellency, President Geingob.
Drama ensued when the time came for victims of the fire to be allocated houses.
After the fire, Federation intervened, looking for its member that were affected in the fire, so that they can assist them. apparently they got a loan from Standard Bank. From there they started building houses, but then they were asking money from the beneficiaries within 2 weeks for those people to buy the doors and the window frames and all those things. So that's how it started. And from there, we had, before election, the president was apparently coming to inaugurate those houses. As we speak, those houses were inaugurated, but they are incomplete. There's no water, there's no electricity, as we speak. So we don't understand what is really happening. But let me just say, me as an activist, I understand what is happening, but people don't understand. A lot of people don't understand, especially those that are in Toroloka. It was all political campaign for few people that think they are powerful, the powerful politicians that were in power at that time. They made it as they made Toroloka like a political field, so that they can play their politics, and started even chasing people, legitimate people that have been staying there, that are not. Most of the activists that are not even that are not members of the ruling party. So they were chasing there. From there, the government also came in this year. The government intervened through the Prime Minister's office to construct about 121 houses, apparently, because that's what the cabinet approved. So those houses, we got the list of beneficiaries that are going to apparently allocate those houses. So we find people that we don't even know as beneficiaries, those who probably replace us. So how can someone come in my house asking me to accommodate him, but immediately after the fire, he is going to be a legitimate beneficiary that is going to benefit the houses that are being constructed by the government? How is it possible? So this is the reason why I decided that no, I have been watching what they are doing, and I know that what they were doing, especially in the administration process, it was completely wrong, and there's a mess there, and it's too much corruption. Let me just say there's corruption. So this is the reason why on the 29th June decided to write a letter to the Prime Minister. So the Prime Minister, I explained everything from the beginning, how Toroloka came into existence. And in that letter, I attached the name of the beneficiaries, that people that are supposed to be the beneficiaries, the fire victims. So I attached that list. It is the list that the Chief Executive Office affirmed under oath in the court documents that those are the people that are staying at Toroloka. And then that is the list that I'm talking about that was sidelined.
We are molded with the utmost intricacy, unique and ever-evolving. But we will always need a guiding hand.
What's the hottest and the latest from the Big Brother house?
Who would you say is the hottest guy in the house right now?
There's intrigue.
Oh my God, if only you knew.
Unlikely romance, weird revelations, and surprises. Catch the hottest gossip, the wildest theories, and a whole lot more on The Buzz with your host, Toke Makiwa.
My name is Toke Makiwa.
Watch BBN Season 6, The Buzz, on Tuesdays and Saturdays, only on Showmax. Sign up at showmax.com.
The newly elected councillor for Otoya, Florian Donatus, has distanced his office from these shenanigans and said,
one thing that we need to be very clear is this. The houses of Twaroroka, there are two projects in one. So, two projects in one to say there are parts where Sheikh Doeras, those that are fire victims, but belongs to the Sheikh Doeras, they are the one who received those inaugurated houses last year by the president. So, and those houses are built by the Sheikh Doeras. And the Sheikh Doeras Federation, me as a regional councillor, it's like, if I have to go in and knock at their door and mend into their business, I'm interfering, because my power does not access me to their to their dealings, because that is a separate entities and it's a non-governmental organization. It's their thing. So yes, the complaint is there that the houses are not finished and so on. I'm writing letters to the relevant people that side, but it's limited to that. Do you understand? So then we have the house that government is building for the fire victim. So the fire victim was separated in two. There are those that did not belong to Sheikh Doeras. Those ones, they are getting house from the government. So that is the project that I am overseeing. And then I found the process already done, started with the identification of the beneficiaries and stuff. And then there were a lot of hiccups there also, because certain people, certain beneficiaries or so on were overlooked or been taken away or something due to small petty reasons that you don't really get to understand. But as an office, we have to do things right. So when I came in with the help of those that are there, we made sure that we reconcile the list, making sure that the real beneficiary that's supposed to benefit from the housing scheme benefit. So what we get to realize is this, that the definition of who the fire victim was not clearly defined. And the cabinet directive was not really clear to who the beneficiary are. And that's the reason why we end up having, instead of the owner of the house to benefit from the scheme, somebody else is benefiting, either a boyfriend or a girlfriend, because the other one was at sea or the other one was in the north or so on. And those are now the issues that are surrounding the houses of Twaroroka or Toya as we speak. But we have tried our best, and we even get to an extent of saying, should there be someone that is left out by the system, regardless of who have done the mistake by that time when it was done, so let that person come forth and prove that yes, I was supposed to be a beneficiary, but I did not form part of it. So that whole process of identifying the people who were left out have uncovered 21 people. And those 21 people, we wrote a submission to the minister that was tabled to the cabinet. And then cabinet get an approval, because these people are genuine fire victims. for us to build extra 21 houses. As we speak right now, we have 121 houses that are complete. And then we are now adding up 21 houses. Then together we are going to hand over 142 houses. So that is where we are. And up to now, we are calling on, if there is somebody who's supposed to be a fire victim and he or she was overlooked, reason to whatever, and even the process of uncovering the 21 people also left him out. So he or she must come. But one thing that we must make clear is this. This is the thing that I want to make clear. There are a lot of pressure group that is surrounding the houses of Twaroroka or Toya. And I'm not against the pressure group at all. They are doing what they are doing. But one thing that I want the pressure group and the people of Toya and the Namibian people in general to understand is this, that the cabinet directive of last year did not direct us here to build houses for land grabbers. We have land grabbers everywhere. You start from Windhoek, there are land grabbers. You go to Shakati, there are land grabbers. You go everywhere, Okahanja, everywhere. People are grabbing land. But the project that we are busy with is not a project to build houses for land grabbers at all. That's the reason why I want us to be very clear. Whether you were the very first person to grab land in 2016, when they grabbed that land at Twaroroka, wherever they started, and then they get to be moved at Twaroroka, and your ghetto did not burn, down. So the list of saying these are the genuine or Twaroroka people, so on. Yes, it's good that we can verify that these people have been in Twaroroka. It's okay. But even if you were number one to grab land that very first day that you were grabbing land, but your ghetto or your bashing did not burn, you are not a fire victim. And once you are not a fire victim, you are not going to benefit from the houses that we build here.
When life gets boring, we bring out our play, because playfulness is in our DNA. It's in the way we move and love. We're the different flavors that make life more exciting. We're the ones who add color to every moment. Fanta, color every moment.
Stay true to who you are and stay true to Namibia Sounds. Starting September 4th at 7 p.m., Valentine's and 99 FM bring you the True Music Sessions, a back-to-back playlist of our nation's finest artists, brought to you by the finest blended Scotch whiskey, Valentine's. Stay true. There's no wrong way.
The houses that were constructed to alleviate the suffering of those who lost everything in the fire in Tololoka, now called Otoya last year, literally consist of a small bedroom, a tiny bathroom, and a kitchen that's probably bigger than both those rooms. I asked Regional Councillor Florian Janatis how government approved these tiny homes, knowing that most Namibians live in extended families.
That at least this is something of its kind. It's not a usual thing that is happening. Everywhere in Namibia, our parents' houses are burned. Have you ever heard of any house that was reconstructed by government after it burned down? This is one thing that we must understand. One thing that we must understand is that these are people who were looking for land, and they were never promised to be built houses. It's after the houses, their ghettos burned down, we then get to find they are in a bad situation, then a disaster was declared. And then a disaster was declared, and then these people are now going to receive not necessarily a house. We are not counting the house that we are giving them. But what we are giving them is that land where their house is. And this is what they have been looking for. So at least they are starting somewhere. Government have met them halfway with that one bedroom house, one bathroom house, one kitchen. It's fine, it's understandable. Then at least you are given a startup or somewhere to start. They must do their part. We have a lot of people. You can go everywhere. And even those ones that did not, whom they were with at Twaraloka, whose Mbashu or ghettos did not ban, they are still in the ghettos and they are not going to receive houses. So we must be very grateful. At least these people are receiving houses. And then each house is coming with a 330 square meter elven. This 330 square meter elven is enough to build a house for your family. There is no any way, not if we start building houses for each and everyone in this Namibia, we are promoting laziness. And again, we are not going to finish. How many people are we going to build houses? There are decent homes that are built with pellets. There are decent homes that are built with iron sheet. But we don't have them here in Namibia because the resources are in the hands of few individuals. And they have monopolized the resources to themselves. And should the people get the resources from this country back to their pocket, each and everyone will then afford a home that is decent to himself, per his own definition. What we need is to give people land, distribute the resources of this country equally to all the people, and then government will get out of the equation. The people themselves, with the resources that they are getting from the natural resources of their country, they will build themselves houses.
I put it to the regional councillor that the SWAPO government promised Namibians land and a decent home, amongst other things.
Can I tell you what? I am fully aware that the people were promised land. And land is very complicated, and it's something that needs to get to the people as a matter of agency. Land. But who are we to define what is a home to a person? That is my question. Who are we to define what is a home to a person? I might be happy to live in a double-story house or in on a ground house or whatever, or in a suburb or so on. But there are people who their lives are not centered on that one. They want a house made out of pellets. He wants a house made out of a corrugated iron sheet. I think the focus, we need to focus on delivery of land, affordable way of land to the people. Give land to the people, and the people themselves define the life they want to live. So that's my the answer. I'm not saying we don't need decent house, but the decent according to who? It's me myself to decide which one is decent to me, to myself. So rather than you give me land, so when you give me land, I must create that atmosphere that I want to live in. The reason why people don't have houses in Namibia is not because they cannot afford, they cannot build their own home that they prefer in life. It's because they don't have where to put their structure. They don't have land. So the only thing that the advice that I'm giving to the government of this Republic of Namibia or to the local authority of the whole country is to accelerate the issue of giving land to the people. The people themselves, they will make a way and they will find decency in whatever they want to live in. the poverty situation also need to be dealt with. Namibia is a country with a lot of resources in the hands of a few. The resources of this country need to be distributed to the people equally of this republic. And once the people have got resources at hands, the resources that they get from the natural resources that we have, and the fish and everything that we have in this Namibia, it's equal for every Namibian to live a decent life, to sustain themselves. Should we distribute these resources equally or evenly to these people? Then we give these people land. The issue of government coming in to build houses for people, it's not going to be there. The people themselves will be equipped with the resources. They will be equipped with land. Then they will define what is decency to themselves, what is a comfortable home to themselves. And then you will not talk about the iron sheet, and then we will not talk about parrots and so on. Everyone will live in his or her own dream home.
I also asked AR activist Amandel Shikongo to share his views on the sizes of the houses constructed as a relief to those whose houses burned down in the fire last year.
These houses were built by some, let me say, tenderpreneur that got those houses, and they were, I don't know how was the process conducted for these people, and I don't know how did they even become the right people that supposed really to get those tenders. So the houses, let me say, for example, but because people are sleeping in tents, I don't have a problem, because the portion of land that was allocated per beneficiary is enough. It's 300 square meter for us poor people. But the house itself, as we speak, is very small. But I don't have a problem, because simply now people are sleeping in tent. It's better than nothing. It's one bedroom, a kitchen and a toilet. Can you just imagine me having 3, 4, 5 kids and the cousin, and I'm having a wife, for example? So where are we? Do you think we are going to fit in there? And to make the matter worse, and this is an insult sometimes, we don't want to be okay, let me say we are fighting, we don't want to be in the ghettos. But at least the government is supposed to at least build a house with 2 bedrooms, so that we can maybe see how are we going to fix each other there. Can you not just imagine me with my girlfriend doing making love in front of our kids? What image are we giving them?
And with that, it's a wrap. Thanks for watching.
Ek het nog steeds abandonment issues.
Is moontlik.
Ons moet